Hi there, this is the start of a series of videos where I go through the creation of a simple file sharing application for Windows. I'm building the application up in parts to make it a little bit easier to test as I go. So in this part I'm creating the TCP, I'm not creating a TCP listener, I'm creating a UDP listener and client to send a simple message across the network. These messages are going to be used to let the app know when a new node is connected to the network and when a file transfer is in progress. So without further ado, let's get started. So the way I'm going to approach this project is I'm going to effectively create test stubs. It's not really going to be test stubs, we're going to kind of throwaway projects that might end up being command line tools, but we'll see. But the idea is that it'll allow me to test some of the functionality. So I'm going to create 2 projects, maybe 3 today. So the first one is going to be one that waits for something to connect to it. The second one is going to be something that connects to the server, and then the third one is going to be a library class, a library project that brings everything together. So all of this is going to be done inside the console. So I'm going to bring up this one here, and I'm going to choose console app for C#, and I'm going to click on next, and then I'm going to choose my folder location, which is this here, and I'm just going to call this net SND for lack of anything. Actually, let's call this one wait for it. Let's call it wait for it. And then we have 4.7, that's right, and the solution name so the solution name can be called network share app. We'll call it that, network share app, and we'll call it create, and that will go away and create things, do its magic, and we should end up with, no, I don't need to do that, one project in there. So the first one is the program. So this one here is going to be called wait for it. The wait for it one will be the one that waits for it. So we need to create our new class that's going to be our library function. So I'm going to do add new project, or it's going to contain our library, I should say. So we're going to create a class library and create on next, and then this one we're going to call network share lib, and the target is this is new. What's this? Core 3.1. I want to make it .NET 5. Create. So now we have our .NET 5 class. We can add that as a reference. We can do add reference, and then we choose projects, and we add that as our shared lib. So our shared lib is, oh, it doesn't like that. Why is it not like that? I bet it doesn't like that because this is not the right class version for it. And it's not telling me. What if I build it? It'll tell me. I've got a funny feeling it's not going to like it because it's version 5 and that's 4.7. No issues found. So why doesn't it like it? Okay, what if I remove that? Remove, okay. So network share app, and then we want to get rid of network share lib. Okay, so if we go back to here and then do add new project, class library. Oh wait, class library.net framework. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, might have been a bit jumping the gun there. Okay, class library.net framework, and then we're going to click on next. 4.771. Okay, so this is going to be network share lib. now we can add that back as a reference. We can add reference, network shared lib, boom, and then you can see that we don't have that little annoying triangle there. All good. Okay, so our program here is gonna wait for connection, add connection to list, show list. So we want to be able to send a message to this server, and then we want to be able to respond. We want to be able to remember that client list. So this is going to be our UDP client. So this is going to be our broadcast listener. And we're going to have public broadcast listener, and then it's going to be int port. So we're going to listen to on some port. Let's default that to our classic 54,000, and we'll have private int read only, port, and then we'll start listening here. So we'll do public void listen equals port, and for listen we're going to have UDP client equals new UDP client, and then we are going to specify the port, which is going to be port client dot begin receive. We need to store that client though, don't we? So I'm going to change that there. Oops. I'm going to say private read only UDP client equals new UDP client port. Client dot start. Await async. Can receive connect. I don't think we need to connect. I can't remember how to do this. I'm gonna look it up. Okay, so UDP client, csharp. UDP client. I think you specify connect, blah 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 blah, and then send, and then the client itself. I think you can just await. Begin read. Where's begin read? Begin receive. Begin receive. Okay, so I think you can do begin receive straight away. So that's going to be client begin receive, and then the callback, which is going to be client message received, and then the object state, which is going to be this. Actually, let's make it a client, and then we're going to have private void client received async result. Object client. No, in fact that's not right, is it? It's just that. If result dot is complete, var received equals result dot state client equals that as UDP client, client and receive result, and that'll give us the bytes in there. So end receive, what was it in there? Oh yeah, ref sender, and sender is going to be an IP endpoint. Sender equals new IP equals IP endpoint. That one there, dot import. What? Oh, okay. This is going to be IP address dot any. Port is going to be 0. I don't really care because we're going to overwrite it anyway. And so this is going to give us the number of bytes received. Okay, so that's our broadcast listener. So now we need a broadcast sender so that we can send things, but we also need the ability to we also need a project for that. So I'm going to add a new project, and this is going to be a console app again. Click on next, and then this is going to be send it. So we wait for it and send it. So we're going to create that, and inside here we're going to have a broadcast. I don't want to call it client, but I guess I do want to call it client. Maybe we just have this as broadcast listener. Well, no. Let's have this as broadcaster, because I think we can just combine a whole bunch of functionality inside here. So I'm going to rename that there, broadcaster. And so this is our listen part, but we actually want to send occasionally. And the thing that we want to send is we want to send a message to the client saying that we are here. And the way that we do that is we want to broadcast on any frequency. So I want to say public void say hello. And we want to send that in the client, so we want to say client.send, and then the datagram is hello, and then the number of bytes, but we also need to have an endpoint or a host name and an IP. So we want our endpoint here. So our endpoint is going to be 255.255.255. Okay. And it's going to be sent on this point here. So our datagram is going to be var hello string equals ASCII dot get bytes hello. Let's get rid of that. And no, it's system.text.encoding.ASCII.get bytes. So it's just encoding. You got that right there. And then we want to send that. So that's going to be hello string dot length, comma, new IP endpoint, and then it's going to be IP address is going to be new IP address, and we want to pass in, what can we pass in here? broadcast, that's the one. And then we want to send it on the port that we're going to send it in on. So all of this is over multiple lines now. So we got that there, that there, that there, and we need that there. Oh, that can go on this line here because that's just the same one there. And that's all we need for saying hello. So we're going to connect, we're going to wait. So wait for it is going to wait for the bytes, and then send it is going to send those bytes, and it is going to receive those values in there. So we need to have different messages. So different messages mean different things. So the broadcast is going to be, maybe we just need to send hello, because we're going to send another broadcast that says, hey, check everybody's okay, and then we're going to send that back, and if the values are different, then we're going to add those to the list, and if they don't exist, then we're going to remove them from the list. So maybe that's okay, because we want to be able to send that back to them, but we also want to receive different ones as well. So we want to be able to send coded messages here. So what are the message types? Message types. Hello. So hello is I'm new to the network. Confirm. Let's change that to hell. Confirm that you are still connected. And then the con is, so you're going to do hell, and then you're going to do con, and then you want to receive the con, so you're going to do acknowledge that everything is okay. So I need public static string hell equals hell. Why is it not like that? Oh, because that's why. It's way too high. Okay, here we go. Let me bring that down to here. Okay, so I've got hell, and then I've got public static string con equals name of con. So I can cheat and I can do this. Name of hell. That way it's a little bit more type safe. Public static string ack equals name of ack. And this is a little bit of kind of syntactic sugar, strange computery type magic, but basically it says get the name of the member called this and create a string from it. So it's a little bit hacky because it's not been defined yet. So it's this kind of like, you know, for recursion, see recursion. But it does work. So we can use that down here. So instead of saying that, we can now say hell. And now when we receive it, we can then check to see what's been received. But we're gonna put a breakpoint on that just now. So our wait program, where's our wait program? Wait for it. So we're gonna have var broadcaster, new broadcaster, and that is on port 5400. That's fine. Broadcaster dot start. Say hello. Listen, even. And now we need to wait. So I'm gonna do thread. I'm gonna do thread sleep, and that should give us a good enough time. So I'm gonna say while var quit. Let's just do while true. Don't ever do while true. Thread dot. Don't ever do this. Sleep. and we'll sleep for 1,000 seconds, and then we'll 1,000 milliseconds, so 1 second, just so that it's not stalling out. Okay, this is really, really horrible and cheap, but we'll do it that way. And then when we receive something, we want to be notified that something has been received. So in our broadcaster, we want to have some kind of message. So I'm going to do, where are we? Public event handler, and then we need to have broadcast message received, and then broadcast message is our message type. So we're going to have add new item, this one here, and it is an enum, which isn't there, so that's okay. We can make an enum. Public enum that, and then we've got hello, confirm, acknowledge. Okay, and we're going to do this here, so we can say if received dot length is greater than 0. So if we receive something, we want to convert that to a string. So I want to do var message equals encoding dot ASCII dot get string, and then we want to pass in the bytes received, so that's going to be received, and then we want to do switch message case, and it's going to be hell case confirm case acknowledge. Let's default it to hello. Message received, invoke this, and then it's going to be hello. Great. And then do the same for this one, except this is going to be confirm, and this is going to be acknowledge. Okay. Why is it not like that? A constant value is expected. Well, I guess we have to make them constants then. Okay, well that solved that problem. Alright, so when we message gets received, it gets received in here. We grab the length, check to see if it's not 0. We then convert that received message to a string. We then check to see if the string is a particular type, and then we broadcast that to there. So when we get this back, we can do broadcaster dot message received plus equals message received, and we can actually pass that back with other things as well. So we can do static void message received object sender message payload or broadcast mode payload. Okay, so broadcast payload, we're going to add this here because we can pass in the IP address and the client information basically. So I'm going to change that to broadcast payload, event args, I'm going to make that public, and we want to have public broadcast message get public IP endpoint client get public broadcast payload, broadcast message, IP endpoint, client. Oh dear. Client equals client. And then for the endpoint, we're going to do system.net. We'll probably change that to an address and a port. But this is going to be broadcast payload, message received, and then this one here is going to be, we're going to send this. So I'm going to change that to private void on message received, and then it's going to be message broadcast message IP endpoint client, and I'm going to say message received, invoke this comma new broadcast payload message client. Okay, and then I'm going to change all of this to that, that, and that. Don't need this. And then I can get that from the async result, which is the client here. Sender. Okay, so that is the receiver. So this is our broadcaster that's going to sit and wait for something to happen. And the reason why we need to know that is because we need to have that list. So remember I was showing you in the webinator, you need to have that list so that we know what machines are on the network. So that's good. And then this one here, message received, we're just going to say console dot write y would. And this is going to be payload message payload dot client. And that's all we're going to do. We're just going to output that to the console. And for this one here, we're just going to send a message. We're just going to say hello. So we're going to say broadcast add reference to network share broadcaster equals new broadcaster, and then it's just going to be the same port, broadcaster dot say hello. So it's going to say hello. That's the idea. So if I run all this, or if I compile it, I should say. So 3 succeeded, everything's good to go. Use AI. No. Oh darn it! I didn't mean to do don't show again, but never mind. It doesn't do very good suggestions for me anyway. So we've got this here. So if I go to our command here, it's going to network share app, and we go to network cd wait for it, cd bin, cd debug. So we have wait for it.exe here. So I'm going to go grab this here, and I'm going to start a command here, and I'm going to do cd that d cd send it, cd bin, cd debug, Okay. So I'm now going to do wait for it .exe, and it's going to ask me the first time if I want to proceed. I wrote the code, so yeah, I'm happy with what's in there. So I'm going to click on allow access, so it's going to wait here, and then inside here I'm going to run send it, and fingers crossed it will work. Well, there you go. So only one usage of each socket address is normally permitted. It did not like that. Okay, so that's good. So what we can do is we've got wait for it up there, so I can go into send it, and I can set this as the startup project, and I can just run it. So I'm going to set that there, and I'm going to do that, and it doesn't like that. So it's trying to create a new UDP client on port whatever it is there. So do I need to pass that in for here? Local endpoint port family. So it can't run it because it's trying to run the client on the same machine, which is probably not going to be a problem in the long term. But if you're running as a client, then that could be an issue. So how will it know if you're trying to run as a client? I think we could do broadcaster, but we could also have that just run as the, like, have a constructor that does that. I think that might work. So I'm going to end this program just now. What if we just took out this here? No, but I need to know the other one. Oh no, okay. What if I took that out, port whatever it is, and then say hello, and then I specify the port. So int port, and then I specify the port, because I want to broadcast to that port there. So I want to take that in there. Okay, so inside our say hello, I need to specify the port here, but I also need to specify the port in broadcaster, because I can't use 54,000 anymore, so I'm going to use 54001. But I'm going to say hello on 54,000 because that's our service. That's our service that's running. So if I build this again, run it, and then I F10 there, and then run this one, wait for it, exe. So that's going to sit there. Run this one here, and then go into F10, 11. So port is 54, blah, blah, blah. That's it there. So Defender, so this is our new program, so we're going to allow access to that. And then we want to say hello. So we're going to encode that as hello string, so that's HEL. That's our hell there. And then we're going to send it. So we're going to send hello string, length of that, and we're going to broadcast it along 255, 255. So this is going to send it to everything on the network on that port there. So fingers crossed, if all this has worked and we flip this over, it's very exciting, I should see a message in the console. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And you can see that it has sent the hello message, and it's telling me what port it's on, and what IP address it's on, which is perfect because that's exactly what I wanted. Whew. Okay. And yeah, that is exactly what I wanted to get to at the end of this video. So I'm going to end it on a high note right there. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It's part of a series of videos where I create a simple file transfer application for the Windows operating system, so Windows 10, so on. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share. It really, really does help the channel. And if you want timely reminders of when another part of this series, or anytime I post up a video up, then please hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and YouTube will work its magic and give you a notification when one of those videos goes up. But yeah, thank you so much again for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.